All right, so for those that are not aware, one of the most played PvP games we've ever played is the Finals. Absolutely love that game. And those guys are the developers there, or ex-DICE guys. Hence why you have all the destructible environments. Well, this has got us very excited for Arc Raiders, which is their next game that they're going to be pushing out. It is an extraction shooter, but we've, played this past summer. We've also played multiple playtests over the past years, and we'll have a couple videos going on Arc Raiders, but the game has changed a lot, and it's pretty much a game that's being driven by player feedback, and you could tell the developers are really listening. But here's the interesting part about all of this. From the title of this video right here, the game EA cooked Arc Raiders. The game EA cooked. Cooked. I think cooked is the right word. Yeah, that's probably the right word. Let's take a look. Let's take a listen real quick.
Two friends noticed something very strange. They launched the EA app to download Battlefield 6, then started DMing each other on the platform. While they were chatting, one of them tried to mention Arc Raiders, but he couldn't. He tried it again and again. No, the platform just wouldn't let the name go through. It was replaced with a string of hashtags instead. When I first heard about it, I didn't believe it. It sounded unreal. Why would the EA app, the platform of one of the biggest companies in the industry, block a specific game's name? A name that doesn't break any rules in any way whatsoever. And of all the names in the world, why would it be Arc Raiders? So I decided to test it myself to see if that was actually the case.
Okay, all right. Okay. Oh.
Yep, it was true. Arc Raiders really was censored. I was shocked and immediately tweeted about it. But why? What could be the reason EA did this for Arc Raiders? To find out, let's rewind to 2018, when the team behind Arc Raiders was founded. The core members of this team were actually ex-DICE devs, the studio working on Battlefield under EA. There were the names behind the OG Battlefield games. In 2018, the majority of the talent who built some of the biggest games in the series decided to leave DICE. Patrick, the former DICE CEO and EA executive, and over 50 developers, including other key names, left the studio and created their own, which they named Embark Studios. Here's the thing, the Embark founders weren't just names on the credits list, they were pillars. Anderson managed Frostbite tech that powered Battlefield's signature destruction and large-scale warfare, while Stromberg's audio direction gave Bad Company 2 and Battlefield 3 their thunderous cinematic identity. When that caliber of leadership and institutional memory walks out the door, the ripple effects show up later. And they did. Battlefield 5 struggled with content and had its live service support end surprisingly early in 2020, leaving players feeling shortchanged. Then Battlefield 2042 arrived, and it launched in a very rough technical state, and missing some very important core features that defined the series. The contrast between the past was hard to ignore. After the veterans left, DICE and EA struggled to deliver the same consistent quality the franchise was known for. The departure of these guys wasn't subtle, it was a big one. When high-profile teams leave to build competing projects, you tend to see corporate sensitivities show up. That history matters for what happened next. So, back to censorship. After the community noticed the Arc Raiders block, and my posts clearly reached the right people, very soon after, the chat filter disappeared. Nothing summons companies faster than a viral tweet. When we tried the next day, we could type Arc Raiders just fine. After EA rolled it back quickly, both sides remained silent. Neither EA nor Embark has made any public comments explaining why.
All right, so let me just lay it out for you. Imagine if Les and Liv, and maybe even Luke, broke away and decided to make their own podcasts. And instead of their podcast being called Front to Back, they called it Back to Front or something like that. How long would it take before we made Back to Front a bannable word? You know what I'm coming from? Like, how long would it take? No, I'm just saying, I probably wouldn't. I'm gracious, I suppose. But if the podcast started cooking, you know what I mean? If it started doing better than our podcast, who knows? I may, the word less Could it be a banned word in this stream, or Liv or Luke or back to front or whatever. I just find it interesting. That's all. That even after all these years, someone at EA was salty enough to be like, yeah, we don't want them talking about Arc Raiders at all. Y'all bleep that shit out. You know what I'm saying?
What actually caused it is still up in the air. It could have been a corporate move or an automated filter gone wrong. My take? It feels a bit too targeted to be a random glitch.
I don't think it's a
technical
technical
issues
issue.
Usually hit categories or words, not a single game title. That kind of
I mean, if Arc Raiders was like, if its word has, I don't know, somehow aligns with like profanity or penis or something like that, then maybe, I don't even know, because penis, does even that stuff get bleeped out? For Arc Raiders to be bleeped out, someone specifically had to be like, we don't want anyone talking about that game. You know where I'm coming from?
Suspicious. Either way, it sparked a clash right before the launch season. Now both studios are locked in for October. Battlefield 6 launches on October 10 and Arc Raiders on October 30. Once players get their hands on the games, it won't be about a behind-the-scenes drama or chat filters. It'll come down to how good the games actually are. And with both games dropping in the same month, it'll be a head-to-head showdown between ex-colleagues turned rivals. If you're excited about Arc Raiders, you should definitely subscribe, because I'll cover everything you need, just like I did here in this video, breaking down all the new content coming to the game.
Good video. Good video. Honestly, that kind of excites me. You know what I mean? That kind of excites me. Now, granted, I like the new Battlefield game. We'll probably be playing the new Battlefield game, but we're definitely going to be playing Arc Raiders. But yeah, that's kind of exciting, man. Confirmed Arc Raiders also censored in Call of Duty Black Ops 7. Are you shitting me right now? Look at that. Look at that. What the fuck? 2 different games is bleeping out Arc Raiders. Why? Is Arc Raiders really that big of a threat? Look, man, you can't just, you can't just, it's not like you could just bleep out other games. I guess you could, but I mean, like, that's just petty. You know what I mean? That's just petty. And I don't really, like, what are you concerned about? Are you concerned someone's gonna, like, convince someone in their party chat to play Arc Raiders? It kind of reminds me, I don't know if y'all remember back when Anthem was in development, but the story came out that the team that was working on Anthem wasn't allowed to talk about Destiny 2, which is mind-blowing considering that's exactly the game that they were competing against. You can't just blindly go into, a specific genre and not look at, okay, who's at the top, at least at that time, who's at the top and how do we beat them? Arc Raider responds, we're still on track to release. Oh, no, they did not. No, they did not. What? God dog it, man. God dog it, dude. I got to play this game now. I mean, I was planning on playing it, but what a fucking goated tweet, man. Holy shit. They know. They know, man. They see the pettiness, dude. God dog it. It really is free publicity. No, this is actually going to help Arc Raiders, in my opinion.
Slap that like button like your mama told you right.